In the preface to his translation of the Lotus Sutra, Leon Hurvitz describes the essence of chapter 12, the Devadatta chapter, as follows. The Buddha says, quote, "In a former age I was a king. A seer preached the lotus to me, thus enabling me to gain salvation. That seer now is my cousin Devadatta. In a time to come he himself shall be a Buddha, Devaraja by name. Anyone who hears what I have said about Devadatta and believes it shall himself gain salvation." Close quote. As the bodhisattva Prajnakuta was about to leave, the Buddha detained him, saying Manjushri wished to speak to him. Prajnakuta asked Manjushri how many beings he had converted, and Manjushri told him, adding that the most distinguished was the daughter of the Naga king Sagara. Prajnakuta protested, saying that no woman could become a Buddha. The Naga king's daughter instantly performed the necessary practices and attained Buddhahood. So the great importance of this particular chapter has to do with the teaching that women can attain enlightenment, that a woman can become a Buddha. Again, we have to remember the context, historical context here, of the fact that in the early form of Buddhism, from the time of about 500 BC, when the historical Buddha was on the earth, through the first 500, 600, 700 years, the main activity of Buddhists was in the context of the monastery, where basically the monks, the males, were the dominant persons who would be engaging in the practices that could lead to arhatship or enlightenment. And of course, in most religions on earth during that time, and some on into the present time, excluded women from being able to, quote, attain the highest levels, either of spiritual attainment or attainment in the context of the religious institutional systems. So with the Lotus Sutra being in general a teaching of universal salvation, obviously it wouldn't make sense to exclude half of the population. And again, one of the key teachings in the Lotus is that lay people can attain Buddhahood. So in that same vein, women who are not necessarily nuns also can attain enlightenment. So we didn't, in the recitation of this chapter, we didn't include some of the negative attributions to females that existed within the culture at that time, because again, the essence really of the teaching has to do with the capability of women in general to be able to attain the highest perfect enlightenment, to become Buddhas.